No sound again. Molly, you say no sound on the intro. I wonder why. Live live streaming through StreamYard, not sure. But you hear me? Not sure why they're doing that on the intro. But thank you for joining. Hey Tony Zamora. You look familiar, your name. Welcome and welcome back. If it's a welcome back, let's welcome Tony Zamora. Yeah, Tony, why does your name look familiar? I think we met right around in these social medias somewhere, maybe from 2020, but your name looks familiar. Welcome. I hope you're having a good one. Hey, T. Witten, Molly, it's five times five. Jamie, good day. And Joseph, greetings. Greetings, everyone that's coming in. Desi de la Fe, what's up? Yes. Oh, I disappeared from the feeds. Yeah, this is happening. Yes. All my friends are shadow banned. Song from Anomaly. I guess, well, I'm not his friend, but, we're kind of friends. But yes, all my friends are shadow banned too, I guess. The song is very catchy. Welcome on Facebook if you're joining. Welcome on this Saturday, January 21st. We're already almost at the end of January. So I want to talk about something that, in January, that's when you have a lot of these kind of conversations, seems to be the energy. The political theater is always interesting. Now I see something and I want to say something, okay? And I want to see what you all see and say as well. How's that? What are you drinking? What are you snacking on? If we were hanging out on the porch, I'd say, come on over. Don't you like that? I used to live in a neighborhood in Macon that had a porch. I had a porch on my house, and they were having porch parties, like the neighbors. They were trying to gentrify. If you know Macon, Georgia, you know what I'm talking about. Down there on Linden Avenue, like it's the historical area. And yeah, they had these, wraparound porches and stuff, and they would have porch parties. Yeah. Sounds nice, right? I never went to a porch party. I didn't like the porch party people. They were a little bit too elitist. But if we were to have porch parties, right, they would be like, yeah, come in your pajamas. And I haven't done my hair. I'll do my Princess Leia's. I'll freshen them up, okay, while we're chatting, if you don't mind. Kind of getting ready. So let's see. The porch parties, I would hear that they would, have wine and cheese, and you know how it is. It's like Mercer University is down there, so you have all the intellectuals, the university people. So yeah, they would have their porch parties. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, nice idea, just different crowd. Cafe latte, is that what you're having? Cafe latte. Nice. Very nice. Hey, Jane, truth, rum. You're having. I love when people tell the truth like that, Jan. And we're not going to judge Jan, please, if she's having, or I don't want to assume the gender, but from your name, I'm thinking you're a lady. Jan is having rum, okay? No judgment zone. No judgment zone, okay? Because it might be nighttime where you are, and evening. That might be why she's having rum. But I don't know. We don't know. We'll wait for us to tell her more. Tell us more why Jan is having rum this morning. But anyway, you know what, Jan, I'll tell you some truth, okay? I can't do rum. Rum and me don't get along. I don't know what it is. Rum turns me into a raging banshee, okay? I don't know what it is. When I was in college, I guess that's when I learned the way alcohol affected me, different alcohols, and trust me, Rum was one of those things that it unleashed. You think I talk greasy now with a little rum on board? I have to issue apologies, letters, and phone calls. Yeah, I have to stay away from rum. Rum is, oh, Jan says when retired, time doesn't matter. That is fabulous. I love that. Yeah, it's like time and then the whole constraint on you and how we're slaves to this clock. And Jan is no longer a slave. If she wants to have rum in the morning, she does it. And Desi de la Fay is having mimosas for brunch. Wow. I didn't know it was going to be like that. If you don't mind me telling you it's the mud water. Mud water. I do my mud with lemon and honey. So that's what I'm doing. I feel kind of like loser compared to Jan and Desi de la Fay. You guys are drinking some interesting things, like a little more power to it. Biz Wolfer, you're having coffee. Good coffee day. Yes. Thank you. You're having a little coffee right now. Nice. Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Molly is puffing. Yum. Lemon and honey. It's always nice, right? I love it. And I'm having a little grapefruit. How about you? What are you eating? I had little grapefruit. I put a little honey on it. I like it. If you don't mind, I'll do a little, what is that stuff when they eat on the videos? Oh my. Something about grapefruit lately. I love grapefruit. Molly, if you want to know what I'm drinking, it's called Diatomaceous Earth. So anybody who wants to know, Kenna's here. Please give Kenna a warm welcome. Coke Zero. I'm boring too. You're outside? Yeah, you're on your patio listening to rain? Kenna, is it raining here? Should it be raining? I'm not noticing rain. Maybe we're in the same area, right? Kenna, are we still? But it's raining. Nice. Manuka honey. That's right. It's the best. That's right. So a little diatomaceous earth. That's something you have to practice saying. Diatomaceous earth. Yeah. Hey, Lori. Welcome. Pamela. Hey, what's it taste like? It doesn't have a taste, really, if you ever wanted to look into it. The only thing, I'm not recommending any health things. You know how weird they are. You can't recommend alternative health things, but you can definitely recommend things that haven't been tried and true. You can recommend an unproven thing. But something that's been proven for years, you have to tiptoe around the tulips. But diatomaceous earth it has lots of good purposes, and I would say research for yourself, as we love to research in this sort of sphere, and just look at the benefits to yourself and to the earth, and if you do look into this, be mindful that it is food grade. That's the only thing I want to tell you. Food grade, anything you do, make sure it's food grade, right? Something shouldn't be considered food, but it is. But that's a different conversation for a different time, isn't it? But yes, it's also known as DE. Yeah, there you are. Diatomaceous earth, known as DE, comes in food grade and non-food grade. Beware. There you are. Thank you for that. Yeah, research it, Pamela. But if you do it, you could put it in smoothies. I do just the water, hot water, lemon. It gets, because I like to do hot water before I eat or anything. So This serves the purpose for the hot water part, and then putting a little of that DE. All I taste is the lemon and honey, so it doesn't have a taste really at all. I don't know about what you all would think. Hey, Zakira. Welcome, Zakira. Let's give Zakira some love. We have like a few people with Z's in their names. That's kind of cool, right? Zakira. I know you, Zakira, from Facebook, right? And where else? We connect on Instagram too, I think. You winter drink. You're having a winter drink? Where are you, Zakira? Hey, Seabreeze, what's up? Morning, you have overcast an hour south of Jacksonville. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's a rainy thing going on in this area. Rose, hey, butter crunch coffee and cuties. Oh, I love it. Cuties are so yum. Yes. So all of you are joining. Oh, you're in Turkey. That's right. Let's welcome Zakira from Turkey. Love it. Did I say it right? Zakaria. Zechariah. Zechariah? Could it be Zechariah? I love it. I love when you have all those things on your, like, on the letters. Don't you all love that? When you see the letters and it has the two dots on the top of the O, and you even have it on the top of the U. That is fancy. I love it, Zakaria. If I'm not saying it right, Zakaria. Zechariah. Could be how we say Zechariah. Let me know. So you're in Turkey. Fabulous. We have a sister from Turkey that joins us sometimes, Nedge. She's up in New York City. Do you know Nedge? She's I wonder if I got to catch up with Nedge. We just need to catch up. I need to catch up with a lot of you. Okay? So if I haven't caught up with you, I will catch up with you. Tina, I was just talking about you. Me and Karen were having a conversation and we talked about Tina. One day we might pop up, Tina. We might pop up in Alabama, right? We might do it. I've been talking about Tuskegee Institute, and we got to come see our sister Tina. Yes, I was just talking about it though. It's so oh, Zakiria, are you having ginger, lemon, cinnamon? And oh, I should have done that. Thank you for the ooh, love it. I need to add a little cinnamon. That would be nice. Lori has something. See, Lori knows. Like Lori knows a lot about these things. I sprinkle DE in my chicken nesting boxes. A lot of you all need to look into keeping chickens with $8 for a carton of eggs up in New York City. Is that what you guys are seeing? $8 for eggs. So you sprinkle it in your chicken nesting boxes. It keeps down mites. See, it's a natural pesticide also. And sprinkle at the base of any plant. You want to fight bugs like the tomato and squash. It's a natural bug killer. So that's where I learned about DE first. Is my father, T. George Washington. He's an agriculturalist. Okay, so he's a chemist, and that's where I learned about the DE. He would always sprinkle it on his tomato plants. He had amazing tomato plants when I was growing up, and he would always say, like, my tomatoes taste like candy. This is God's candy. And you'd take his tomatoes and you could just pop them in your mouth, and they did taste like way different than this stuff you get in the supermarket. I have to encourage him to start growing again. He's disconnected from growing things, and I'm starting to wake him up to growing. Like, hey, let's grow some stuff, Dad. Let's grow hemp. Listen, we'll see. He knows about coffee crops a lot. Karen's here. Yes, Karen, Grand Rising, Chatmosphere, right, Karen? Yes, yes, yes. So if I didn't see, hey, Sharon, welcome, Sharon. Early rise. Yeah, we're hanging out again in the morning. I love it. I actually would love to do this on a regular. We'll see. Hey, Joyce. Hi there. How's it going? Excuse, I didn't do the whole look, but I said I'll get ready again. Why not do another repeat? repeat and repeat. Yeah, so wow, you all have a lot of good stuff going on in there. A tomato detox with salt. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So I want to talk about, the title pretty much told you everything, did it? Black Boulé. This is I guess this is one of my little specialties to talk about the Black Boulé. Boy, they're an interesting group, aren't they? This is what I love my brother, Super Sly. He calls this lodge business. I have to borrow that from him. Lodge business. I think this is lodge business, but you tell me what you think. It's shenanigans, political theater as usual. But I want to talk about it in terms of what do you see as next steps, and just looking at the landscape of America and its political theater, what it means to us now. How do you feel about political theater at this point? Are you still invested in it? What do you think? It seems that the people that were backing Joe Biden are now backing away. They're backing a bus away and they're running him over, right? They threw him under the bus, it looks like, and they're running him over. They're backing up and driving it over him again. And that's what I'm detecting from it all. What are you thinking? So the Black Bully, not the Boulé, but the Bully, the Bully Pit, right? Yes. So what has happened with Joe Biden and his black support, the black thought leaders, the black inner circle, the black elite, whatever you want to call them, the black media, the black community, the blackity black. What is the blackity black talking about now? What are they talking about? Let's tap in, because obviously they tell us who our leaders are if you're part of the blackity black. And Charlemagne, the small g god, because I don't like that. I don't know. That name is just so weird. Charlemagne the God. So Charlemagne, let me share something. See what's going on with these people. You say it's the greatest show. Grinds on. This show is just, who paid for this show? Do you want your money back for the tickets? Did you buy tickets to the show? Because I don't know. I'm not sure, y'all. I'm wondering. So as you can see, the thumbnail today, did you bring any Danish? I'm going to do my hair. If you don't talk to ghosts, you ain't black. That's my meme right now. If you don't talk to ghosts, you ain't black. Okay? So this is why I entitled this, if you don't talk to ghosts, you ain't black. All right, so let's go to, let's just listen to the You Ain't Black first. Let's take a little back down memory lane to look at Charlemagne, the small g god.
I'm interview with the Breakfast Club co-host Charlemagne, the presidential hopeful, made an egregious comment that has people questioning if he's worthy of their vote. Towards the end of the almost 20-minute interview, Charlemagne touched on an issue of great concern. Who will be Joe's running mate?
Black people saved your political life in the primary this year. They have things they want from you, and one of them is a black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee there are multiple black women being considered. Multiple.
Charlemagne had a follow-up question, but got interrupted by someone saying the time was up. The radio host instead invited Biden to come back, but Joe's response was off-putting.
Listen, you got to come see us talk, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way into but we got questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
The comment may have been directed just at Charlemagne, but it plays into the false notion that Democrats own the black vote and don't have to earn the black vote. Furthermore, a privileged white man does not get to dictate what is and isn't black. And unfortunately for Joe, Twitter is on a tirade, calling him entitled, an idiot, and wondering if he truly is the lesser of two evils. But what do you think? Is Biden the better choice over Trump? Let us know in the comment section below. For HipHollywood.com, I'm Vanessa Barnett.
I wonder what they would think now. Remember, I told you I had a cousin who said, I'm riding with Biden. She said, I love you, cousin, but I'm riding with Biden. So I haven't checked with Biden. Let me see what the comments are here. You ain't black. Okay, so this is 2 years ago.
Looks like Joe Biden has stuck his foot all the way in his mouth.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
In an interview with the Breakfast Club co-host Charlemagne, the presidential hopeful made an egregious comment that has people questioning if he's worthy of their vote. Towards the end of the almost 20-minute interview, Charlemagne touched on an issue of great concern. Who will be Joe's running mate?
Black people
I
saved
like
your
this
political
one.
life in the primaries this year. They have things they want from you, and one of them is
Someone said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. That's Biden. Hillary said, I got hot sauce.
Anybody who
that pretty much is it. I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. There you go. I gotta like that comment. Unforgettable, someone says. I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. You see how these people talk to black voters? It's no respect. It's like absolutely no respect. So it's interesting to see what they have signed up for. Riding with Biden. I think it's pretty much obvious now that people are having buyer's remorse, are they not? I'm hiding because I voted for. It's a lot of comedy in this chat atmosphere. They need t-shirts. I'm hiding because I voted for Biden. Look at that. That's fabulous. That would make a great, great t-shirt. Joyce says, I don't hear anything from my people now who were so outspoken. Babe, Joyce, I got an aunt that was capping so hard for Biden. They hate me. I have an aunt that hates me. Isn't that sad? She hates me over politics. What kind of aunt? The best aunts that I have are dead, okay? They're dead. My good aunts have died because I never knew of an aunt that would turn against you over politics, right? This is the world we live in now. Your aunties hate you because you didn't vote for Biden. You weren't riding with Biden. So I hate you, niece. You know, I have aunts, the dead aunts, my good aunts that are dead. They would have never done something like that. They were real aunts, like real quality aunties. They wouldn't do that. Like these newfangled aunties throw you away like the garbage over politics. Now, look at that. They were riding with Biden. They were riding with Obama. They were riding with all these people. Now, the wheels are on fire, flying off the mountain, and hopefully they jump out of the car before Kamala takes the steering wheel. Because I think that's what's coming next in this political theater. What do you guess? Do you think Kamala, the black woman, will now become the first black woman president? Remember, forget about Shirley Chisholm. They want to act like, oh, she's the first one to run for vice president black. Yeah, never mind Shirley Chisholm, right? They just throw people, they don't even care about historical facts. I have another so-called friend fell out with me because I wouldn't acknowledge that Kamala was a black woman. I wouldn't do it because of Kamala. Kamala herself said she was Indian. I was believing her. She said she was an Indian. I saw her with Mally Cowling, Mindy Cowling, and they were cooking some good Indian food, baby. They were cooking. I love me some Indian food. Okay, I'm not even going to front, but they were cooking Indian food. Okay, that's what they were doing. Some masala, some lassi, some mango lassi. Yeah, I know what's up. Listen, I'm down with my Indian sisters. But, she was letting us know that she's Indian. So this idiot who's supposed to be smart, is going to tell me that I should be ashamed of myself because I went to an HBCU. What do you think? This brush, even though I told you the other day I don't like the name Swissco, this brush is amazing, by the way. They need to give me a few little things for talking about it. But you see what I'm saying, right? I'm not bitter, am I? Do I sound bitter? I'm not bitter. I'm just making observations. And I'm just thinking like it was no reciprocity. It was no reciprocity when they were worshiping Obama, Black Boulé. If you have Black Boulé family members and former friend groups, when they were worshiping Obama, let me tell you something. I have an uncle, he's dead now, but he threatened violence against me because I wouldn't worship Obama. See, not a lot of hair. Okay, so he wanted to harm me physically. Not just him, I have a cousin too. He's an old cousin. You know how you have old cousins? They could be your uncle. Well, I have an old cousin who lives in Vegas. He's from LA, but I was at his place in LA back when Obama was president, something. He always wanted me to speak on Obama. He knew I wasn't into Obama, but he wanted to start. You know how you're around somebody, they want to start shit with you. And so he would ask me things like, so what do you think, Jennifer? I'm not going to argue with you. I just want to get your opinion. That's always a trap. Don't ever do that. I didn't know enough. I would always fall into the traps. So tell me, Jennifer, what do you think about this, a certain subject? And when I would tell him what I thought, then all hell would break loose. It was like, I wasn't worshiping Obama, so I'm a bad person, right? And then he threatened me with violence. And let me tell you, I got out of his apartment so fast, you would not have believed how fast I moved because he was part of the LAPD. I don't play those kind of games. I was like, shoot. He could make it look like it was an accident. I had to get up out of his apartment. When when somebody starts threatening you with violence, it doesn't even make sense at that point. It makes no sense. What are you doing? You don't know. And my thing was, when I told my uncle, when he came at me about the Obama stuff, I said, you know what? And I mentioned this with Karen. We were talking about Karen on the phone. I mean, when we were on the phone, and I was like, Karen, these people, if they needed a glass of water, and that's what I told my uncle, I was like, if you needed a glass of water, who is going to give it to you? Me, your niece, or Obama? And you're trying to start shit with me over some ninja that you don't know. You don't know him. He was trying to say, oh, this is history. This is Black history. He's like Martin Luther King. And I was like, okay. Really? Okay, so you want to fall out with me, your blood. I'm your niece. I'm the one that drives up from Los Angeles to Tiburon to San Francisco. I ride across the bridge and pay, I don't know how much money. I'm your niece that'll do that, right? And I will pick you up and I will drive you to all the way up yonder to Mount Shasta to see your son, who also fell out with me over politics. I'm the one that'll do that for you, not Obama. And so now we're looking at, I feel a way about this. I feel a way about this because I see what the Black Boulé is about to pull. I want you to know what I think they're about to pull. They're about to pull the Kamala card. Get ready. Get ready. They're about to pull the Kamala card. They need a win. Joe Biden has been such an utter embarrassment. So they need, like, the feminists need a win because they keep taking L's. Now, feminism, I'll call this, which wave of feminism are we on? Which wave? We have first wave, second wave, third wave. They're like a variance of COVID, right? The waves of feminism. This is clown wave. Let's call it clown wave feminism. Let me put it in chat. I just made this up. You can borrow it if you like it. I mean, it just came to me. We're on clown world, clown wave feminism. That's what I'm gonna call it. Clown wave feminism. And I'm going to tell you what clown wave feminism is to me, okay, as I make this up as we are going. Clown wave feminism is when you have allowed men to become women. That's clown wave feminism, when you're not even a woman anymore. It's up for whoever wants to be a woman. If you feel like it today, you're a woman, right? You're a woman. So, this is something that for the Black Boulé, this is clearly on your watch. I'm leaving this at your doorstep, okay? Clown wave feminism. You have helped to usher it in. And I'm going to tell you why. Joe Biden, and I'm going to find a clip. Joe Biden has this guy named, or girl, listen, I'm so over this SHIT. You know this Dylan guy, Dilly. Dylan is going through the trans process, right? And we found out that Dylan is an actor, okay? A lot of actors, we looked at Greta yesterday, right? And you all had in the chatmosphere that she's an actor. Now, we find out that Dylan is an actor. Right straight, plucked right off of Broadway. So Dylan is an influencer who goes into the White House. The Biden administration uplifts all of this stuff. So this is now clown wave feminism, when men are the women and men are having babies. This is what they want to declare. Men are having babies. So this is where we are. And this is ushered in and celebrated by the Biden administration. And what's weird about it all is that the Black church, which is fully entrenched into the Black Boulé, that is like their spiritual center, the Black church. They now uphold things that are spoken against in the Bible. The Black Boulé church, they fight tooth and nail for killing babies in the womb. They love it. They celebrate it. It's a right. And they have a pastor here in Georgia, Raphael Warlock. And Raphael Warlock, he's a pastor, and he supports and uplifts killing babies in the womb. This is where we are, everybody. This is where we are. And the Black Boulé, they have signed on with Satan to go and have everything that Satan has coming to him. They are going to take part. Isn't that nice? They made a decision to take part in what Satan, his judgment. They are aligned with satanic morals. Isn't that something? Would you ever have thought this? But this is what it is. Let's not mince words. This is what they've done. They have aligned themselves with Luciferian, antichrist morals. And that's what it is. I'm not biting my tongue. I'm not mincing my words. I don't care what these people think. I don't care what they think about me, because they are Luciferian. So why would you care what a Luciferian thinks of you when you're trying to stand for truth and natural law? You don't care that you're being called a hater. Hate, that's all they do. They throw these terms, and now all the terms have lost their power. You can't even say racist, you're a racist, you're an anti-Semite. What are all the things that the Luciferians have thrown at us? You're what? You're a this, you don't like gay, you're homophobe, you're transphobe. I am a lie phobe, okay? I don't like lies. That's what I'm a phobe. No lies anymore. We're tired of the lies. So you have these puppets of the Black Boulé. Now they're mere puppets, the ones at this level, at the Charlemagne the God level. He's just, listen, Charlemagne probably did something where he struck some kind of deal with the powers that shouldn't be, just so he could get a little bit of like the material that they love and they worship, the material that won't mean anything. Dust and moth, rot and moths will destroy it. But they have sold their souls, as they say. Selling your soul is not what we thought it was. It comes in different levels and degrees. But Charlemagne, the lowercase God, lowercase g God, just the fact that he calls himself that. He's from South Carolina, just small town. You may not know this, but I'm just talking right now, but lots of people may know the connection with Charlemagne. He's actually connected to Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams brought Charlemagne into the game. Okay, so it's through radio that Charlemagne came into, the fray. And Charlemagne is connected to Wendy Williams and her husband. And we know what happened with her husband, what an ordeal she has gone through with the husband. So Charlemagne is connected that way. So Charlemagne is also connected somehow to the woman that Wendy's husband, this is like the gossip part of this. Wendy's husband he was keeping a woman, like a kept woman, his side chick. Okay, so his side chick got pregnant, and it's a lot. It's a whole big rabbit hole with that, but I'm just making the connection to Charlemagne. That's the purpose. So Charlemagne knew the woman. I think he's from the same town as the woman who had the side baby with Wendy's husband. Okay, so you see these connections here. So Charlemagne worked on Wendy's, one of her shows, I don't know what he did. He was like a programmer or whatever. And then he went on to have his own radio show. So what do you think you have to do to get a radio show, especially one that's very popular, like the Breakfast Club? What do you think you have to do? You have to compromise a lot. If you're a, small town guy from South Carolina, what did he have to do to become so influential? You know, he wrote a book called Black Privilege. You know, he's like, he's a piece of work. Okay, that's all I have to say. I'm putting a little extra something. Oh my God. Okay. What do you think? It's working out. So where was I? Okay, so I'm not doing baby hairs or anything, okay? I'm just smoothing. Okay, so then, okay, Charlemagne, back to Charlemagne. Okay, so Charlemagne, he also had some alleged charges of doing some things to women against their wishes, if you know what I'm saying. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you know, Kwame Brown, he was a NBA star. Kwame Brown, I believe he coined the nickname for Charlemagne. He calls him lesser charges. Have you ever heard that? Lesser charges? Because Charlemagne, whatever happened with this court case, whatever, I don't know the details, but he took whatever it is they call lesser charges. So, you know, when they plead and do things and they'll take the, you know, they'll take the lesser charges kind of thing. So there's a lot there, but Charlemagne is a person that I would say his morals are probably not the kind of morals that are good morals. Okay. If he did something and he got away with it and he did, plea deal. Thank you, Tina. A plea deal. You should always admit to your crime. You know what I'm saying? People that don't admit to their crime and they put off judgment, they put off what they really should, you know, pay. It always catches up in the end. You know, people don't get away with these things, you know, and justice does come. So Charlemagne is the, you know, maybe recipient of maybe some favors, you know, something is not right about it. Okay. Something's not right. Somebody was asking me, by the way, they were asking me, they want to contact me about hair. For all of my white sisters who have mixed grandchildren, I think that's probably what she was referring to. When you have grandchildren that have, you know, kind of this kind of hair, different kind, I have like 3 different textures in my hair. You know, I have this stuff in the back. They call this the kitchen. If you've never heard, if you don't know black lingo and vernacular, we call this the kitchen right here. See, this is called the kitchen. And these are your edges, right? And then I have 3 different textures. I have the kitchen back here. I'll show you. Wait, let me show you the kitchen. Okay, so let me just show you quick little, for all of you white sisters that have your mixed, no, I'm not mixed though, I'm not claiming to be biracial, but some of you identify that your grandchildren might have hair textures like this, okay? So this is what's called the kitchen back here. So you got the kitchen, and then you have, I got something in here. It's like a whole different texture in there and a whole different texture right there. So my hair is kind of like, it's complicated. Like a lot of people's hair. It's not always easy. You just have to learn it, right? But it's called, I don't know, I call it tripolar hair. It's tripolar. It has 3 different textures in it. But you learn to do it. We could talk about it, okay? You can always hit me up if you need a little information, because I think that was what someone said. They have a grandchild. Hit me up. I'll multi-texture. That's right, T. Whitten. And see, I retangled it. So you have to be a little bit gingerly with it. Okay. See, I should have left well enough alone. So see how this happens? It's very, very finicky. So you can make new tangles, new knots. And if you are into fiber fiber arts, you know what fiber's like, you know, our hair is very, very complex, right? So yeah. Who asked about this brush? It's called a Swissco. It's called a wet brush. Okay. Yeah, wet brush. It works really well. Doesn't take a lot of time to detangle. So yeah, back to Charlemagne. Okay, so Charlemagne, I don't know. He seems very compromised, and we just listened to the clip where Joe Biden's in a back. Am I back? They're messing with the feed. Let me know. Can you hear me now? I would listen. They're messing with the feed. Let me know. Are we on? Are we here? Okay, so I'm going to do this again. Twisting. So you just twist it. I do a 2-strand twist. And this is called, wants to know, a protective style. It protects your hair from it protects it from a lot of things. You should also, another tip is can you hear me? Intermittent issue, internet. Yeah. Am I back? Let me know. Buffering. Okay, hang on. I'm back. Something weird just happened where it had two screens. It had 2 of me in the screen. How weird, right? I wonder why. Wonder why that happens. Thank you for being patient. Okay, so where was I? Talking about Charlemagne. Okay, so Charlemagne, I don't want to play. I wasn't going to play one of those clips where Kamala was on the Breakfast Club. I'm not going to play it because I think I've heard from other content people that if you play the Breakfast Club's clips, they will strike your channel. So I won't play it, but if you want, this is what I want to say about it. Kamala Harris was on the Breakfast Club a few times, I think, but she pretty much talked about how she knew Tupac Shakur back in college when she was in Howard. So that was weird because Tupac wasn't Tupac back then. Then she was talking about marijuana, how it needs to be legalized. And I want to say this is one of the biggest hypocrisies with the Black Boulé. They don't care about Black people. They only care about their own kind. So they don't care about the average Black person who has been incarcerated for marijuana. But yet they'll have their Black queen, Kamala, talking about how marijuana laws need to be relaxed. And the irony is that she was a top cop in California. So she put a lot of Black people, a lot of Black men away in prison for marijuana. The irony of it all, right? And so she did this. Hey, let me put my earrings on. Let's do the whole look, right? I'm getting ready with you. I'm gonna take these out and put my other earrings in. I don't know why. Yes, Gladys, welcome. What are you saying here? Let's see. Where's your comment, Gladys? Gladys says Harris was an AG and put lots of pot smokers away. Exactly. There you are. And see, these are the things that we need to remind. We need to bring it back up and because these same people are going to try to get in your face and lie all up in your face when you can clearly look at their record and see, wait a minute, Kamala, didn't you do a lot of work to put black men in prison for marijuana? Now you're going to tell us on the Breakfast Club that, you know, when you're trying to pander to black people and try to seem very relatable, that you smoked pot, you know, and you listened to Tupac, and that's supposed to really garner a lot of black support. It's like they want to hit the lowest denominator when it comes to what they look at as black people. So I have my B's on, okay? So we got the whole look. I'm getting ready with you today. Getting ready. So yeah, so Kamala, we're not supposed to remember that she put a lot of black people in prison. And we're not supposed to remember that Joe Biden did a lot of damage to black people through the 1994 crime bill, right? We're not supposed to remember that. When I tried to bring this up in 2020, I had black people telling me, well, people can change, Jennifer. They can change. But when they talk about Trump, it's like, nope, what did he do? He stole something when he was 4? Okay, yep. I mean, they want to go all the way back with somebody they hate. But with Biden, it's okay. It was okay. It was okay that, you know, we researched Biden and we found out he was a big crime boss, basically. And we knew about his crackhead son. It's just like, you know, when you live in Philadelphia and you lived through the crack era and you had crackheads walking around back then looking like, you know, the set of Thriller. You know, you had black women, their skin was gray. They didn't even look like, I mean, gray skin, walking around like zombies, selling their bodies. And you saw all that happening in your city. When I would go down to Temple University and I'm walking over crack vials, I'm not supposed to remember none of that, right? And you see all the brokenness going on in the neighborhoods, and you see how the fabric is all destroyed. But you're supposed to overlook it. It's okay. It's a Democratic city. It's been a Democrat-run city. Now I can't even get into how bad it is. That's a whole nother show. But it's just to say that people will compromise even all kinds of truth that they know to be true, just so they can have to be included in the group, to be accepted. And now they're looking a certain way. They don't look so good. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate if you do that, like and subscribe, and the backup channel if you want to do that. I'm streaming from both the channels. Yeah, Herschel, cannabis is a revenue generator, money. Exactly. But you know what's sad about that statement? It's a lot of black and brown, as they like to say. They're in jail for cannabis, right? And then you go up to Colorado and you got all these, like, you know, you got these little hippie guys and they're like, yeah, I have this cannabis company. And you got these like women that are like, you know, and they got these cannabis businesses. You can't even get into the cannabis trade unless you have millions of dollars to invest, right? So the thing about it is that people like the Boulé, they know this. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are invested into this cannabis stuff, these dispensaries and stuff going on all over, growing and whatever. But yet, and then they probably have investments in the private prison system. So they're making out on both ends. But then they get in front of the public and they talk all this blackety black stuff. And then when you try to bring up the inconsistencies, you're attacked and you're hated. Well, now look at where we are. Okay. Now look at where we are. Black Boulé. So let's share our screen. We're hanging out. All right. So I'm going to go to, we played the You Ain't Black. I'm not going to do Kamala on the Breakfast Club because, like I said, the Breakfast Club they're not cool with sharing. So if you want to go on, I'd listen to Kamala. She's got such an annoying, you probably say the same about me. She's so annoying to me. I couldn't just listen to that bits and pieces. Okay, so here is, do you all think they're going to be able to slide Kamala in as we're waiting for this to load? What's your opinion? Do you think she'll become president? Because they are definitely, they've already thrown JoJo under the bus and they're backing the bus up. Beep, beep. They're listen. When you see the Black Boulé starting to throw him under the bus, you know what time it is. You know what time it is because the Black Boulé, they are only very, very, very captured, very obedient to the man. Yeah, they don't like this feed. I'm getting a lot of interruption in the feed. Okay, so I want to show you if it responds. This article you could pull up from, actually they filed this last night, this article. And this is where I get it from. Charlemagne the God suggests Biden has dementia. I saw him talking to a ghost. Let me know if you heard that. You see that headline right there? They're making Biden look crazy now. This is what they're pulling, something that happened back in September. So this is what the machine does when they're ready to throw a person away. It doesn't matter how many years the devil. Yeah, they don't like this, Shirley Brown. They don't like, I'm gonna tell you, when you talk about the blacks, the other people are the skull and bones and stuff. I could probably talk about the skull and bones and nothing would happen. The Black Boulé is something about it. They don't like it. So yeah, it's kind of obvious. It's when you hear, certain words and then they start messing with the feed. Okay, so if you can hear me, let me just see if you're able to hear me. Jilly said Charlemagne is a hired tool. He is. And the thing about being a tool for the establishment is that they always break every tool. Every tool gets broken eventually. And that's what Charlemagne is going to find out. That's what all of them are going to find out, that have sold themselves to. Every tool gets broken and destroyed eventually. No one makes it out. No one makes it out of this thing unless you turn to God, the Almighty, through his son, Jesus Christ, and you repent and you denounce every sorority. You denounce that you made a pact with Minerva, the goddess, the Greek goddess. You denounce all your books, all your ritual books to Delta, Sigma, Theta, and AKA Skewy. You have to denounce all of that. That stuff is antichrist. That Q, Omega Sci-Fi, and Alpha, you have to denounce that. You made a pact with demons. Minerva is nowhere in the Bible. Minerva is no plan of any kind of eternal salvation. Minerva will not get you there, sis. And that's what you did. You cleaved yourself to a Greek demon called Minerva. Now, how do you look? I'm glad I'm not in your bullshit sorority. And my aunt, who hates me, her AKA sorority. That's the only reason why she's loyal to Kamala. My aunt is loyal to a stranger over me because of her AKA sorority. She's mad at me and hates me because I didn't want to put pearls on and Converse sneakers. And I didn't want to support her non-black soror who is Indian. Just because I'm not going to let you sit up here and lie in my face and I bring up the inconsistencies, you hate me. That's okay. Keep that same energy. All of you AKAs, keep the same energy. Big Pontiac is here. Good morning, power people. Hey, Big Pontiac, welcome. Love when you come into the chat. Thank you, Molly, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, love. No MSN, just Professor Jim. Tip her on PayPal. Thank you. I appreciate all the tips, the love. You guys are just so sweet. Yes, so I'm just letting you know that this is what's happened. There's a lot of people that are hurting right now because people have abandoned them. 2020, people talked real greasy to you. If you're from a black Boulé family like me, your black Boulé family hates you. If you stood up to the lies, they don't like you. They abandon you. How does that feel to be abandoned by an aunt? These are supposed to be like your mothers. Like I said, my good aunts are dead. They're gone. I had an aunt, Eleanor. She would have never done that shit to nobody. First of all, she would have seen through Kamala. My aunt Eleanor had a lot of wisdom. She wouldn't have fallen for this bullshit, first of all. And she wasn't in a sorority. She wasn't Boulé. And I told you about my aunt Jackie, my godmother. Even though she was from a Boulé family, she wasn't of it. She would have never done no bullshit like that. But you got people now, and their egos are never going to let them admit that they were wrong. They're hateful, and they're on demon time now. It's like what the Bible said. It's going to be a sword. It's going to be a separation. Yeah, the Boulé are the gatekeepers. And you notice, since black people are supposed to be so oppressed, they are so needed for this political theater. The black Boulé is who sells all the black people out. In Nazi Germany, they would have been the ones helping you get on the train, thinking that Hitler wouldn't have gotten them eventually. Like I said, every tool gets broken in the end. Useful tools get broken. The wheat and the tares. That's what it is. And the wheat and the tares, you would have thought, like I said, I've been so racking my brains, how is it? I thought she was a Christian. I thought that woman, I thought my friend's mother was a Christian. Oh my God. I thought all these people were better than me. I used to actually look up to them. Okay. What did God tell you about thinking somebody's better than you and looking up to man? Because they'll always fail you. So now you got to readjust your vision. You were looking up to these people. A lot of people in my family, they only care about you if you have materials, if you got a Louis Vuitton bag. I have a friend that told me you get judged at the door. When you're walking into Black Boulé territory, you are judged at the door. You're judged on what kind of handbag you carry. You're judged on they look you over, what kind of rings and things that you have, what kind of car. They only give you respect if you have material things. They don't care about the content of your character, and they also respect you if you go along with the hive mind thinking. You can't be an individual. You can't be a person who wants to research things. You are a threat when you want to do that. You're a threat. And it doesn't matter if the person loved you, so-called, if they share your same family blood, they will abandon you for Kamala Harris, a giggling idiot. She sounded just like that dumb girl, Greta Thunberg. All the giggling. What has Kamala done in these 2 years that is impressive? I want to know. What has she done? So is she going to become America's next president? I want to know. Because let me just read this article if it doesn't mess up. Okay, Charlemagne the God suggests Biden has dementia. I saw him talking to a ghost. The state of President Biden's mental health stirred up debate on Friday morning's The Breakfast Club radio show, with one co-host suggesting the commander-in-chief get tested for dementia. How many of us were saying from the start that this man should have been tested for dementia? I have a friend who unfriended me, who's a doctor, who could not admit to herself that Joe Biden was not fit. She had to go along with the Black Boulé programming. And she's not a friend anymore. Isn't that wicked that people have absolutely destroyed friendships over these lies? All you were saying was the stuff that was obvious. The man is not mentally stable to be a president. Look at how it has affected everything, too. You can't play these kind of games. You know, they say you play clown games, you get clown prizes. And you know, I told you, as a person who has loved to travel, I can't even imagine traveling, because I look at everything. I'm feeling everything. Okay. How are we going to be looked at from this particular country or countries if you got to go through another country to get to where you're going? How is America seen? Because if you have to run to an embassy, if something goes down in your other nation, and you have someone like Joe Biden at the helm of power, what do you think is going to happen if you need to get out of another nation? Something's happened. A lot of people are going overseas and coming back in body bags. How do you think you're going to negotiate all this stuff? Look at what's happened, like with the girl that got killed down in Mexico. By the way, if anybody wants to take you to Mexico, you better check out how they feel about you, okay? Like me, if my aunts wanted to take me to Mexico, I pretty much know, like, bitches, y'all are trying to kill me. I wouldn't go to Mexico with nobody, okay? At this point in time, this is a good way to get away with murder, is to go to Mexico. As corrupt as Mexico is, I mean, our nation is corrupt as all get out, but Mexico? If you look into what's happened to that girl that was killed and all the shenanigans, and so if you want to go traveling to get some passport stamps and you want to travel with a president like Joe Biden, you want to go over to an Arab nation, you want to go to the Arab Emirates with a president like Joe Biden. Really? Is that how you go through life? Just whatever, carefree? It ain't the day and time to do that. And I'm not a fear monger, but I'm someone who looks at reads the tea leaves. And these people are just, they don't even care. They'll vote for Joe Biden and go to Mexico. They don't see the connections. Girl, you in danger. We're not respected. We're a laughing stock. And then Joe Biden goes over and offends people. He's offending leaders. You don't know the backdoor deals and the things that are going on, and you want to travel internationally? Good luck with that. Let us know how it turns out. But me being a lifelong traveler, I am keeping my butt right here until further notice. Because I got stuck in China on Trump's watch. I told you guys about that. I got trapped in China, and they were playing. You think they're playing games with this live stream? Oh, they were playing games with me. They were really playing games with me. And I felt a little nervous, with some of the things they were doing. But I look back now and I'm like, President Trump, I know people, I'm not into the things so much anymore, the whole whatever, but I felt better. If something needed to be negotiated, I would rather take my chance with somebody who's strong and, no nonsense, knuck if you buck kind of leadership, opposed to an old dude with dementia who has a crackhead son, who has children like he's a baby daddy. It's just so ghetto, this whole family, the Bidens. But this is who our family and friends have stopped talking to us over. Wait a minute, 1 minute. Josephine is doing her thing. I'm still here. Okay, Josephine, you're not going to run in and out. Remember, I told you about that. You all the time do it. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so let me finish this article here. Okay, so they want him to be tested for dementia. And it seems like, again, Charlemagne the God is a big gatekeeper in the media space for the Black Boulé. So it says the back and forth began when host Charlemagne the God and co-host DJ Envy. Look at the names, the God and Envy. These are all things that aren't considered good. But see how in this time, good is bad and bad is good. So they rattled off a list of reasons why they feel Biden is losing his grip on reality and should consider retiring as a one-term president. Isn't that a low-down thing? Because Charlemagne was a gatekeeper that, he did the whole thing with ushering in Kamala to make her cool with the culture. He gave them the okay. It's okay, people. They're cool. Look at her talk. And, the Black community, the mindset, the hive mind, it's okay with a lot of them. This is okay to lie right in your face. Treat you like a 304. Like all they care about is, guys, Black people are nothing but 304s to them. Just a bunch of 304s. In fact, let me just tell you this. When they had the campaigns, when they were running, If you didn't know, I'll find it one day because I'm recalling they had strippers that were doing like political ads for, I think, strippers. Weren't they using strippers? They were at a strip club. Yeah, vote for Biden. And this is how little they think of black people. Is they want to put the degraded morals and things like that. They want to like appeal to the lowest denominator, the lowest common denominator, low morals, strippers and stripper culture, whoredom, horror culture. It's sad. And the black church is right there, right behind it. So don't announcing his future plans. It's delusional is what we think. Charlemagne asked the two liberal guests on the show, former MSNBC host Tiffany Cross and former CNN commentator Angela Rye. And I want to just stop with these two right here. Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye, they were used as they say, they were like Boulé whisperers. They were used, and see how they throw away their tools when they're no longer needed. They're former. A lot of those people that were big time when Obama was around, they used them as they call them I call them the Boulé whisperers. They all got tossed. They don't care about them anymore. They're not important anymore. You see, they only needed them for whatever that was they needed to usher in. And now they're former. It was reported earlier this month that an announcement from Biden of a second White House run seemed imminent. DJ Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey, immediately agreed and suggested that Biden should be tested for dementia. Oh, really, DJ Envy? Like, is the test like a swab up the nose so we can test for the flu? So testing dementia, huh? That's what you want? Before any re-election bid announcement, which sent his co-hosts into a fit of giggles. You see how everything is so effing funny. Everything's so effing funny with this crowd. What's so funny? Everybody freaking giggles. Eggs are fucking $8 a carton, and y'all are over here giggling. Because y'all were riding with Biden, remember? We don't forget the bullshit y'all were talking and throwing in our faces. Arrogant. Now you're giggling. Now you want this man to be tested for dementia like they're really going to do an honest test and give you the truth. Really? We trust this process, right? Okay, so both Cross and Rye appear taken aback. See, this is all theater. They were brought on to be the opposite. If you kind of notice, even in the it's other little things that to show you this is all theater. So they appeared taken aback and rejected the duo's implications that Biden isn't fit for office. Have you seen something that suggests that he has dementia? Cross asked. Oh, really? They play their roles, though. They're tap dancing and, they're tap dancing to the tune. I saw him talking to a ghost, Charlemagne quips. You probably hear Josephine. She's not talking to ghosts. She's talking to birds if you hear her in the background. Okay, so the Breakfast Club enters the rumor report. Was it dementia or was he talking to a ghost? Join the discussion. So it's okay to now joke about Joe Biden. Remember, nobody could joke. You know, comedy used to be funny when everybody could get that smoke, but they shielded and protected a demented old pervert. And now, now it's open season. Now you can you could giggle about him. It's okay. But that's a very abusive thing to have done. Now it's okay to do it, but we couldn't do it before. We lost our platforms bringing these things up before. See, this is why, narcissistic relationships don't work out, because they're abusive. He spoke to a ghost. Now remember, he did this last year. DJ Envy, you're late. We already knew he was talking to a ghost. He's been talking to demons, okay? Forget about ghosts. He talks to demons. So he spoke to a ghost. He spoke to a person that wasn't there. DJ Envy agreed. So you see how it's the guys against the gals. This is silly. This is silly. This is silly, Rye said. Okay, so you said it 3 times, Angela? Yeah, it is silly. It's silly that you guys think that we believe you. The radio host may have been referencing the September incident when Biden repeatedly looked for Representative Jackie Walsh in the crowd of a White House event 1 month after she was killed in a car crash. The infamous gaffe spurred speculation over Biden's mental capabilities. Oh, really? Did it? It sure didn't in the spaces that you all, like in the media space, it didn't spark anything. So DJ Envy lists off reasons why he thinks Biden suffers from dementia. Interesting. So these are the former, okay, the 2 formers right here. Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye rejected the radio host's claims and argued on behalf of Biden. Oh, ladies, you're still arguing on behalf of Biden. Are you hoping that you get rehired in big media? Because they're not going to rehire you in big media. You could keep, shilling for the Democratic Party, but it's over, honeys. It's over, baby cakers. CJ Envy listed off several other reasons he believes the president is suffering from dementia, including frequently appearing confused and reading cue cards as part of his speeches. So you see what's happening, right, everybody? Put it in the chat atmosphere what you see happening right here. So it's open season on Joey. That's what it is. They were given the green light to go in on Joey. Why? Is it on behalf of getting Kamala in? Okay, so to me, it looks like he has early signs of dementia, DJ Envy said. Rye and Cross tried to shout down the conversation by Boulé explaining that Biden's gaffes are normal for a busy, high-ranking official. Wow. Aren't you glad you don't have to lie for a living? Like, how do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself with these kind of lies? Like, literally. I don't know. Money is money that great that you have to whore yourself out like this? Damn. So this is all of the stuff we've seen of Biden's mental abilities. These 2, Boulé 304s, are saying it's normal for a busy and high-ranking official. It's normal. All right. Gaslighting anyone? President is expected to announce his re-election campaign in the next few weeks while he's being investigated for everything, documents and all kinds of S. Well, Let me ask you, would you rather have Biden with dementia or Trump with all his issues, a fed up cross ass? See, they always have to bring Trump up. That Trump, I tell you, he lives rent free right in their heads. Like, they have to bring Trump up. They can't do anything without Trump. They're obsessed with Trump. Absolutely upset. Cross, you're fed up, really? So did you have no, you probably don't worry about the price of eggs. But under Trump, was it $8? Huh? Cross? How about gas? How about all the people that are about to be evicted? I just watched somebody, what's her name? She's in real estate. She said in Georgia alone, these lawyers have to hire people to do all of the upcoming foreclosures and evictions. They have to actually hire staff to do all the foreclosures and evictions coming up in Georgia. So was that being done under Trump? Cross? You don't care because you probably live in some comfort somewhere. But you're all about the blackety black, black, black. So all these people that are about to be kicked out of their homes because they can't afford it under the Biden economy. So they're going to be kicked out to the streets. And you're still talking the bullshit about Trump and his issues. Well, Trump's issues I didn't see people getting evicted like this, mass evictions. And what I'm talking about Georgia, where I am right now. They have to hire extra people to do the evictions and the foreclosures, Tiffany Cross. Is that okay with you? It's okay because it's not the black Boulé. It's not your little class of black people. But all the average black people suffering, and you would bring up some bullshit like Trump and his issues. See, these people are demonic. They are satanic. And that's why, when you have family members that have chosen this stuff, just know they're for the streets. They're for Satan's streets now. Because this is how they look at truth. They want to fit in with this demonic group that I call the Black Boulé. They love their membership in it, and they'll go straight to hell. They'll go straight to hell to have membership in an organization, a loosely whatever organization. They will absolutely lose their very soul for this. Amazing. Okay, so there are two wings on the same bird, Charlemagne said matter-of-factly. See how Charlemagne's playing how many times? This is a meme now. The Democrats and the Republicans are two wings on the same bird. It's true, but Charlemagne, you sure weren't talking that way. What changed, bro? The group continued debating briefly before ultimately agreeing that any president, regardless of age, should be mentally evaluated before assuming the highest office in the land. Really, this is such a low down thing for these people to now say this after all the suffering from this type of thing has caused, but it doesn't matter to them. So, the comment section here is going to be interesting here. Let's see if any good ones. Well, I'll stop it there. Let's say that people they're lawless. They're lawless. I don't know another thing to say. They're lawless. So my prediction is based on what one of my former Boulé friends told me, the one that was angry at me because I couldn't agree with him that Kamala was black. And I kept telling him, she's Indian. And it's okay, Indians. It's okay. She's Indian. I'm okay with it. But stop calling her. She's not of my tribe. Clearly. Doesn't matter if she went to a HBCU. She's not of my tribe. I know how to recognize my tribe. Don't try to tell me that her and Obama are part of my tribe, that they have stories of growing up that are similar to mine. Growing up in America as a Negro. They don't have the same identity. And I resent anybody that tries to lie to me when I know. So what he told me that the ultimate plan was 2 years ago, he slipped and told me. He said, Jennifer, don't worry about it. We know that Biden is trash, basically. We know this. But what we need is for him to get in so we can get Kamala in. That's our ultimate goal. We want Kamala. So we got to get Joe to get Kamala. So that's their twisted plan. This is how you get the first black woman president. Isn't that fabulous that you slide in a person who couldn't even get through the primaries? Nobody liked her. She couldn't even make it to the presidential race. Don't worry. We'll still run her. We'll find a loophole. We'll find a loophole to force it. Who forces anything on anyone? The devil. The devil is all about force, forcing you to take a vaccine, forcing you to wear a muzzle, forcing you out of your job, your livelihood, because you weren't afraid of the flu. Now they want to tell the truth. Now you have Dr. Leanna Wen saying, we inflated all the COVID numbers, all the COVID, hospital. We inflated these numbers. Did I not tell people in my social circle they were inflating the numbers? I got it on my phone. I filmed it. It's this phone. I got it all on this phone right here. Right here. When I was in New York City, I recorded and captured so much. I have hospital rooms I can show you that are empty. I'm going down a whole hallway just recording the empty rooms. Meanwhile, on CNN, they have ticker tapes and they're just ginning up the fear porn, telling you that the hospitals are overrun. Meanwhile, I'm going down to empty ER to go pick up my Uber Eats, and nobody is in the ER because they're damn scared to come out of their houses. They're not in the ERs. But I got the receipts. Yes, Tina. I got the receipts. But it didn't matter to my black Boulé family didn't care. That they were angry at me because I wasn't repeating the narrative. I was telling them, don't be scared, y'all. Don't live in fear. They wanted to live in fear. They like to be scared. And fear is the frequency of Satan. So now I see that they're satanic. And I had to come to the realization they're satanic. They're for the streets. Let them go. And they got egos that are the size of Mount Olympus. They will never admit that they were wrong. Let them go. They're for the streets. Let them go. Because guess what? Truth is here. The spirit of truth. And anyone that doesn't like the taste of truth, they will be spit out. They will be spit right out. And it's going to be people it's very painful. Very sad to come to this. I didn't know it was going to be like this, y'all. I had no idea. When they told me about these end times, I didn't know it was going to be this way. It's very sad to see people that their egos and their fear that they are aligned with Satan. And you're like, I thought they went to church. Yeah, they're a pastor too. I know a lot of black pastors. They hate me too. They don't speak to me anymore. And they are, that's a whole nother show. The black pastors, whoa. Woe is the word. Woe to them is all I have to say. Woe to them. They had vaccine clinics in their churches. Woe to them. Whoa. I don't want to be around them, especially. Phew, something might happen. You hang around with those? No, I will be RSVP and no thank you. I don't want to be in a room with y'all ninjas. I don't want to be in the same space. Go on and ride with Biden. Y'all are riding with Biden. Go ahead, keep riding. I'm not. Nope. So we're done for this session, this little gripe session. I still have, look at that nice grapefruit. Oh, Juan. I missed you, Juan. I didn't see who's been in the chatmosphere. Sorry you weren't here. Woe means you're effed. Yep, woe. This is the woes are here. The woes are here. And it's okay to be hated. You know, the thing about me and probably Karen and Girl Code, but Girl Code, we grew up like only children. So I'm going to tell you about only children. We're cool. I talked about this the other day. We're really cool with just hanging out with ourselves. We're real good with that. We don't need to be around people. It's from childhood. It has prepared us. Only children, that little growing up thing, it prepares you to be alone. Sometimes. Alone time can be good. And then you could mix in with the people when you do, but you're okay being alone. Walking that narrow road by yourself. You know, I'm not knocking fellowship, but you see what I'm saying, the spirit of what I'm saying. Only children, you may have an only a child, or you are an only child, or like me, grew up an only child, you know, parents divorced, remarried, but I'm still an only child. My dad, in his remarriage, he didn't have any other children, so I'm still an only child. But the only children, we're kind of like, you know, when I was growing up, I could play, you know, imagination and everything. And, you know, kids had their siblings to be their best friends and stuff. I didn't. I had my cousins, but I could play. I'd be sewing things. Look, as a kid, I was crocheting. I'm making something right now. I was crocheting as a little girl, knitting. I was making draperies for my doll houses. You know how it is. I was doing all that kind of stuff. I didn't need friends. I didn't need people to always be around me. They were out doing, look, I had a pottery wheel. My mother knew to get me certain things. I had a pottery wheel. Can you imagine? I was throwing clay, doing pottery. I was, you know, like sewing like clothes for my cat. I always had a cat. Sorry, Josephine. I always had a cat. And I'd be making clothes for my cat. Still do now. Making clothes for my dolls. Doing pottery. Baking in my easy bake oven. I was busy, okay? I was booked and busy. I didn't need to be around all those kids. Half of them were bad anyway. And my mom was strict, very strict. So you just learn, it prepares you. And, you know, I love being around people, but again, in these seasons when you are just sort of you're going through like a development time, a lot of times you have to be okay with walking the road alone because you're not truly alone. Poor cat. Lady Knievel said, poor cat. I know. I always had a cat. I don't know. I always had a little orange cat, a little orange tabby. Poor little cat. Always having to wear clothes that I would sew clothes up or crochet clothes. Yeah, and I always had something going on with my doll houses. I would get boxes and I would actually make doll houses. I would make furniture out of cardboard and put cushions, and I had all that going on. I was busy. So creativity is very good. It's a good way to heal and to, like I said, we're going to be talking about this, me and Girl Co. We are on this thing, like I call it like healing that childhood trauma, just like getting it up and out. We got a lot of people suffering right now. Mental illnesses are just blossoming. It's really unprecedented. So, it's a clown world. You got the guy, it's guys wanting to be girls, wanting to have babies. They want to go through what it's like I'm not going to get on this again, but it's just, this is what the Black Boulé supports, all this stuff. They voted for this stuff, this immoral stuff, unnatural, artificial. And we have to keep standing on natural law, God's natural law, and get away from the synthetic, artificial, including everything, narratives and everything. So if they run this bozo again for president, while he's being investigated for all the documents and all the stuff, everything it's horrible, all the crime, and to be okay with it is a sad state of affairs, very sad. And this is why our nation is under judgment. I mean, the people that vote for these things and they contract and give their allegiances to this stuff, and then they're surprised when everything goes to shit. When everything woke turns to shit. Now it's like, oh my God, they're wringing their hands like, oh, and you just sit back and you're like, really, sis? Weren't you the one like a banshee reeing because I wouldn't agree with you 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Okay. I'm going to just sit back and watch. Just going to keep observing. Hey, the guru is here. Finally, you got a notification. The guru knows what I'm talking about. I just said the guru, my best aunts, they're dead. I didn't have aunts. My dead aunties, they would not have abandoned me over no damn Kamala Harris. I know that. My Aunt Eleanor would have never done no shit like that. The guru, right? You know how I was with my Aunt Eleanor. So I just had to grieve that I don't have aunts anymore. My aunts are dead. I don't know what I have anymore. But I know those aunties that are gone, passed away, they weren't this kind of people. They weren't these kind of aunts, okay? So yes, that's the stuff. You just have to be okay with it, right? The guru, our Aunt Eleanor, she was amazing. One day I'll have to tell you all about Auntie Eleanor. She's just an amazing person. I miss her so much. But yeah, glad I had her for the years that I had her. She showed me what a real aunt is. An auntie. So if you still have aunties in your lives and you're still, connected, that's a blessing. Aunties are special. Like I said, they should be like a mother to you, like a second, like that's your village, And these new aunties, they're political. They're Boulé political hacks. They'll turn you in. I think would probably turn me in to Joe Biden. You know, they say a family will they'll turn you in. They'll think they're doing right. They'll kill you. They think yup. I wouldn't eat no food from them no more. I would be like, nope, I'm good. I ate already. I got a smoothie in the car. No thanks. I'm good. That's how I feel. I truly feel that way. And their children are the same way. Their children don't even call my mother. What kind of shit is that? They don't even check in with their oldest aunt. This is an evil generation, I tell you. Evil, wicked, selfish, without love. But we know that this was predicted. We just didn't know how it was going to happen. But this is it. We're in it. So we're going to get through it, and we're going to not just survive, but we're going to thrive. We're going to thrive, and we're going to just share everything that has to do with healing from this trauma. But some people will repent. I'm not going to just close the door on things like that, but I'm being realistic. I know people's egos are massive. Massive egos, and that's wicked. There you go, a wicked and perverse generation. There's no natural affection anymore. And I thought about this one day about the Civil War, and you heard about how brothers were against brothers. Well, this is how that the Black Boulé and the people like the other secret society kind of smaller groups that stir up and foment all of this like division. They do it in all countries. Well, they destroy the family, and the family is the mother and father. So they destroy that relationship, and we see it manifested in this manosphere and women's sphere. And so it's this constant war against the sexes. Then you have war between brother and sister, literal. And now I can see how the Civil War destroyed families. Now don't think they tried anything different. They do the same things. So we see how the environment has been just whipped up into a lather of division. So they were doing the same things. They just didn't have social media, but they still accomplished the divisions and had brothers literally fighting each other during the war. And even though we heard that this is what happens, people still fell prey to it. So do not jab your fur babies. Seabreeze said, do not jab your fur babies. There's a public service announcement, Seabreeze. Thank you, Seabreeze. I wouldn't have jabbed my fur baby, but they jabbed her before I could get to her. So they're not going to get any more jabs in her. And I've given her a little bit of the paste, by the way. The paste gave her some. So yeah, I'm glad that we could hang out again. I'll keep opening up a space for us. If we do the get readies, you can see me do the Princess Leia's. How they look today. They're not too poofy. How I like to flatten them down. Maybe I'll put another pen before we leave. I like to flatten it out a little bit. Okay. All right. So Inside the Matrix, welcome. Right on. How you doing? And thank you for joining. Is that John? John. And I see, Lady Knievel was here. That's right, Paul. I have y'all. Thank you. I love you. Yeah, the guru. Shaking my head, right? Boy. We used to have such a beautiful family when my grandma was alive. Those kind of people, those quality people, they have left. A lot of them have left. Those high high quality that I knew. Okay, I'm talking personally, my observation, those high quality people of that era, that helped to keep the cohesiveness, and they were just different. They're just interested. They're gone. They got out of here. Easy Bake Oven. You remember that? Good times. I used to really bake a lot. Let me tell you, I was serious on my toys. I took them very serious. I kept my toys in perfect condition. I was that kind of only child. And my wild banshee cousins would come over and they were trying to pull out all the toys. I was like, wait a minute, don't pull that out. I had everything organized. Don't pull. You can't just pull my Barbies out like that. I have to let you know which Barbies are for play. And I had certain Barbies for display. I had rules of engagement for playing with my toys. You just didn't pull out everything. Look, my dollhouse, I'm currently decorating. I'm in the middle of some palettes that I'm looking at. Don't just go in my dollhouse right now because I'm doing wallpaper, okay? You just can't go touching everything. Hey, Aaliyah, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You said so true. I thought you were an only child, Aaliyah. My imaginations, yes, only children and their imaginations. I was just looking at something where they talked about children and how between 1 and 7, they stay in the theta wave state. And that's where you can absolutely drop every program into them right at that stage when imagination is at its greatest. So just think of the power of that. You can input all of these programs while they're in a theta state from 1 to 7. And that is really why we should reconsider putting our children in the public school system. I have teachers in my family, they hate me. I tell the truth about even the educational system. I don't care if they're teachers. The educational system is trash. It's trash. And when you look at the things that are going on, you look at parents, they're being arrested for just going to the school board meetings. And anybody who's a teacher who is not standing up for children and doesn't see the evil agenda going on, they're satanic too. Because you should not be an order follower. And you have to be vocal, especially if you're a teacher. And you see all this lawlessness happening and you don't speak up or either walk out and leave that profession, wickedness. I mean, we need good teachers, of course, some to stay in there so you can have a light, but you got to advocate for these children. You can't keep silent because silence that's consent. That's complicity. But keep your children, please, out of these schools if you can, especially now. The children are being hunted by this agenda. And these children are going through hell. The ones that are being, just the gender confusion. And the fact that you can put kids on hormone blockers, puberty blockers without their parents' consent in some cases. It's terrible. And people are they're coming under some powerful judgment right now. Even the ones that keep silent and don't help when they can. That's just as bad. That's just as bad. Sorry. Hey, boss lady Wesley, nice to see you. School is conditioning them to work. Yep, that's what it is. It's just creating a slave for the system. Now they're replacing them with robots, They have McDonald's and things that are fully robotic now. We warned them about that. I was talking about how nursing was going to have robots. They were probably looking at me like, what is she smoking? What the hell? That's okay. Conspiracy theorists we're just looking at things maybe 2 years ahead. You'll see. We told you so, right? That's some people wear that pin. Told you so. God he always allows a remnant to see into another time frame because time is not linear. So he allows his remnant to see. He gives us little drips of information. That's why a lot of times they say it's a conspiracy now. Just give it about 6 months and let's check back and let me know if it's still a conspiracy theory. Because hashtag dropping like flies, died suddenly, safe and effective. Okay. So if they roll this out again, let's see how many people are going to fall for it. Let's see how many people. Herschel says the police will be robots. Yes. And the police, it's another thing we can talk about at another time. The police and the military, as I talk about the healthcare professionals, as they call them, these are all order followers. They follow orders. And they're going to have to decide. They're going to have to make a decision. This is decision time. Are you going to continue following orders? Will you go against the people following orders? It's your choice. Yeah. Mom told you about, yeah. Yeah, she told me about Dennis. We're starting to get, the sad reports are starting to flood in. I know they are for you all. Starting to have the died suddenlies. There is hitting home now. The died suddenly is hitting home. So if you're dealing with lots of people dying suddenly, you're starting to get these reports a lot. This is a spirit, the death that's happening right now, the people that are leaving. This is a biblical time. This is a very solemn time where you have a lot of death. And this was all, listen, if you're paying attention, this is what was said would happen. The angel of death is here. And a lot of people are leaving. None of us have anything promised in terms of tomorrow, the next minute. But it is a very strong spirit of death in the realm. Excuse me. In the realm right now. And we haven't seen this kind of stuff. Right now, you have in certain countries like Japan, their birth rate is now, the death and the birth rate are out of sync. So Japan is now in a negative birth rate. So population control, you have people that go to Davos, to the World Economic Forum. They're celebrating this. They really are the people that look at humanity as cattle, useless eaters. Their new thing is going to do the climate pandemic. They're going to do that next because they can't do another bio weapon. So they're going to do a climate weapon, a climate whatever, catastrophe. And we're going to see who's going to go along with it. Who's going to freely give up your freedoms so you can have safety. And safety is an illusion. Have you figured that out yet? Safety is an illusion. And Christ, Molly. Mark your doors. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's a good, yeah. Maybe I'll read that. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Let me read it. Sometimes you just feel like reading certain things. But, we will. Yeah, Al Gore. Yes, Gladys. I saw Al Gore. I can't believe he's still out on the stage talking like a crazy person. He looks horrible, too. Very, very ghoulish. He looks like a first-class ghoul. And he flew in on a private jet. Their hypocrisy is just so, it's crazy. Lady Knievel, what's up? West Coast is already restricting sales of gas stoves. Isn't that crazy? What a wicked like group of people. They want to restrict people, gas stoves. I mean, unreal. And the people, I don't know how much it'll take before they wake up to it and stand up to these bullies. So I'll read the Psalm 23. Let's see. Good morning. Aurora says, good morning. Hey, Aurora. My brother got the jab and passed away 2 weeks after only because he needed a job. Now, no brother. These people are sick. I refuse to get the jab. Yeah. You know, I know somebody who took the jab to keep a job and they just fired them recently. And it's like, you really want to keep a job and be forced? Because forcing anybody that's rape. That's rape. And the leftist liberals are always screaming about rape and rape culture. Well, they are the purveyors of rape culture. Because anytime you want to force something on somebody, that's rape. You should be able to explain it clearly to them. Give me the reason why I should take it, and you can't tell me what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. Oh, it's a public health contract. That's idiotic. A public health contract? No, you have to come with something better than that. And all they had to do is tell us the pros and the cons and let us do our research. Give us time. Anything that has to be done right now. Something's wrong. Red flags are going to come up for us. Some people need a little time to think about that. If you don't give somebody a chance to think about it, you're no different than the rapist that you always talk about. I should not be under duress or threat of losing my job. I should be able to make the decision about my body, right? Remember, these are Moloch worshipers who want to force something in your body. It's insanity and evil go hand in hand. Evil and insanity are twins. Okay, so I'm going to read Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. You could read along with me. A lot of you already remember this word for word. If you do, you are the Sunday school stars. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over or runneth over. I shall fear no evil. They are not to be feared. They are to be mocked and laughed at. So no fear for whatever they got cooked up next, No fear of a President Kamala administration, if that's their next trick, because they're illegitimate. They are illegitimate leaders. They are not elected honestly. If anybody can still say the big lie, Joe Biden, he won a fair election. Okay, did he? So that means a lot of people are stupid as hell. That means this country is just as stupid could be. That they voted for a man who was clearly demented from day one. From the time he put his feet, shuffled them on a stage, you knew. But okay, we have to pretend. This is all pretend, imagination. Okay. Yeah, we're not going along with it, but we're unfortunately in the same boat to a degree because we, have to live with their decisions as well. It's hurt all of us. It's splashed on a lot of us. But we will fear none of it. Thank you. No fear, Juan. Molly says, but have everlasting life in the kingdom. Yes, more kingdom info, more kingdom living. Hey, Gladys says, they are principalities and powers of the darkness of this world. That's right. And our weapons are not carnal, but they are the mighty ones to pull down these strongholds. So let's keep fighting and keep speaking out and keep shining light on the clown show that it is, because they can't take it. When you point out that it's not logical, it's not good, it's not beautiful, it's not noble, it's everything but. It's the opposite. So I love you all. Love you, Joseph. Have a good rest of your day in Ireland and everybody else who joins us from overseas. Eyes on Jesus. Yes. And everybody that, if I missed you in the chatmosphere, I want to say sorry. Forgive me. I get on my little rolls and I forget to look over there. But I love you all. If I haven't said hi and thank you for being here, I'm saying it now. Okay. All right. So you float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Love you. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we get together. We'll see. I'll keep you posted, okay?